Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go-to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Hi, and welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest is an inspiring wife, mom of three, and a creator of the Shefaithful Podcast, and also Crown of Faith Network, a kingdom entrepreneur with a background in mental health counseling. Wow. And even finance. Wow. Everything you need when it comes to being a female entrepreneur for sure. She helps families secure their future while advocating for causes like child exploitation prevention with a book, nonprofit, and an apparel line launching in 2025. Help me welcome the faith-driven and fearless Vivian Villanueva. Welcome, Vivian.
Hi, Angel. I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you for having me here.
Hey, so tell me, if you don't mind, about the Crown of Faith Network. What is it about? What do you actually do? And I'm just excited to hear about it.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I'm actually going to be launching that this year in 2025. So, basically, it's going to be a network for female Christian entrepreneurs, and it's going to be a membership based program. And basically, what we do is we have workshops and events. And we basically equip them with strategies on how to be successful as a faith based entrepreneur in this industry. So, everything from, like I said, workshops, we have prayer rooms that we're going to be doing for the ladies to pray over them, to help guide them along the way. We're going to go ahead and have activities that they can participate in, and also continue just to spread the word of God is basically my main message for that network, and to continue to build his kingdom. And so basically it's a business network, but it's all about, implementing the tools to go ahead and have a biblical mindset to go ahead and run your business.
And have a family and,
Yes.
be the woman that God has chosen you to be with the gifts that he's given you and put on your heart to give to others. Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember, going to church and still trying to be an entrepreneur and everything it was always like a little struggle. People looked at you like you're a little crazy. In today's society, though, that seems to be the norm because
Yeah.
it gives you guys, especially the 30 and 40-year-olds, that freedom and flexibility to be there for their children and raise them up the way they should be.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So we definitely go ahead and guide them along the way to navigate on how to wear those different hats, because like you said, the female entrepreneur is definitely a reflection of the Proverbs 31 woman. And she wore different hats. Yeah, she was a mom, she was a wife, but she was also an entrepreneur, and learning how to run your household, learning how to manage the children that are in school, and making sure that they're doing everything that they need to accomplish along the way, and making sure that we're setting those standards in the home of what it looks like to go ahead and have God in the home as well. So yeah, I definitely agree to that.
And you have a busy schedule this year. There's a book, you're starting the network, and on top of that, you're launching a clothing line?
Yes, yeah. So I'm actually talked to the guy today. So he's been really helpful with getting my ideas, and just kind of having like a design outlay that I want to go ahead and create. And so yeah, it is going to be for the Proverbs 31 woman, and we're going to do different little like T-shirts and sweatshirts and things like that. So I think it's going to be really fun and exciting for women to go ahead and wear that, because we all need that little boost of confidence throughout the day. And not every day we're glammed up, in a suit and ready to go. Sometimes, especially as home-based entrepreneurs, a lot of us, that's kind of the thing now in this era. We work from home. We run our businesses from home, a lot of us. So, not every day we're going to be glammed up, but we can definitely wear a T-shirt that's going to give us that confidence, and make us feel like, hey, I can conquer the day.
That's cool because that is a true statement because we need to conquer each and every day and each and every moment and make the best of it.
Yes, exactly.
So something had to happen. I mean, was it just God given or did something happen in your life that inspired you to become the amazing entrepreneur you are?
Yeah, I would say I definitely went through, some seasons of change, and along the way, I did experience some miscarriages along the way when we were trying to conceive for our third child, and in that, I actually went ahead and went through like a depression and some struggles with my mental health at the time, and went through some healing. And it was in that healing period where I found my Lord and Savior again. I rededicated my life to Him. And that's where it was revealed to me. He put it on my heart that He's like, hey, I want you to go ahead and start, a podcast. I want you to go ahead and start, speaking about, the healing that you received and the blessings that you received along the way in those hardships. And so I went ahead and I just followed my heart. I was like, okay, God, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go ahead and step out there and I'm going to go ahead and walk in obedience. And I know that you're going to continue to bring the right people, the right resources, and open the doors. And it all came together very organically. My podcast is, a faith-based podcast, and women can go ahead and share their testimonies on there. And women just started coming forward. They would send me DMs, they would send me messages, and they would say, hey, I have a story to share. I think someone needs to hear this. I went through this, I went through that. And I said, sure. And so basically it's one week, it's myself and my co-host, and we talk about a topic. And then the next week we have a guest speaker on and they share their testimony. So we kind of just go back and forth and go from there. But so far it's been a blessing, and I love meeting new people and talking to new people all the time. So
Yeah, that's always fun. And for the women that are out there, they need to know that they're not alone. There are lots of us going through miscarriages. I'm one of them, multitudes. I have no children of my own. We've raised my husband's grandson, though, from very young, and he's 26 now. So, yeah, so we totally understand all of those things, and relying on God is just the best way for that to actually transpire and actually get you through all that because it is a lot of mental work that goes in with that as well. And you'll have people say crazy things and stupid things to you. And I mean, even today, I had somebody tell me that because they were just being mean, they said something mean to me about it. So totally understand.
mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I love how you stated, a lot of times women can feel alone. So that was definitely one of the main goals as far as why I wanted to go ahead and do that as well, because it can feel very isolating. It's not a very talked about topic. It's kind of like a little taboo where it's, I remember at the doctors, they're just like, oh, okay, here, take your meds and go home. And you're like, what? Like, okay. So, oh, yeah, and so a lot of times, we have to create a sisterhood, in this time and age where, everybody is going through different challenges, like either you're getting into something or you're getting out of something.
Yeah.
So I think it's so key to go ahead and have a community for women where they can feel like they can speak on what they're feeling and what they're going through and get that support that they need. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a little off topic. You said, going to the doctors. I remember being in the hospital and them coming in. I'm like, what happened? And they're like, oh, you had a spontaneous abortion. I'm like, no, I didn't have an abortion. That verbiage needs to change.
Right.
And you're just
Yeah.
like, no. Yeah. So people just, yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what you're doing is just, feeding the soul of so many women that need that uplift and encouragement is key.
Yeah, I've always had a servant heart. Since my career in the mental health field, I've always been there to, support and uplift other people and help them along the way. So that's just one of the main things that I love to do, is just to be there for other people. And that's actually one of my intentions for this year as well, is to continue that goal, is to get back into definitely, serving others and, putting myself second, and thinking about how can I go ahead and serve somebody today? How can I go ahead and, uplift someone today, whether it's paying for their coffee, when they're behind me in the drive-through, or, calling that friend that's been on my mind, or, sending somebody an uplifting text message. So,
We just don't think of those things and what they actually do for other people.
yeah.
So that is a case. So you have 3 children, correct?
Yes, I do.
Good. And what are their ages?
So my oldest is 18. He's a senior this year. And then my second, she is 10 years old. And then my baby, she is 1. She just turned 1 in the end of November. And she's our miracle baby. So I had her last year in 2023. So she is just, so full of life and very vivacious. And, she has a little bit of attitude. And, she tries to run the household, and we let her sometimes because she's cute. But, but yeah, she definitely keeps mama on her toes.
And so how do you balance the demands of 3 different children in 3 different age groups totally with your family life and your businesses?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It can be challenging at times. However, I do prioritize my children always first before anything. So any type of like school events, or things that are going on, activities that they have, homework and things like that, I'm very involved. I'm always calling their counselors if I need to get a report and see how they're doing. I always let them know, hey, if you need help, let me know. I will make that time for you. And I think just really relying on family is also helpful, because it does take a village, to raise a family and to raise kids. And even sometimes I'll have my own kids help. I'll have them help with their little sister. I'm like, hey, mommy's going to be in a Zoom meeting. Mommy's going to do this. Okay, let's get some snacks. Let's get the movie on. Let's have you guys sit here for the meantime. So I've done that quite a few times when I've had to do meetings and stuff like that, in the home. And they're more than willing to go ahead and help. They enjoy being a big sister and a big brother. So
That is so sweet. It sounds like you have a very, put together family that supports one another.
yes.
And what advice do you have for other women that are just starting at their own business or thinking, I think I want to do a business. I really do. It's on my heart and I want to start a business.
I would tell them just go for it. I would say, if I could go back and tell my younger self, I always had the desire to be an entrepreneur. Even coming out of high school, I always had dreams of like fashion and going to fashion school and having my own boutique and things like that, but I didn't do it because I'm just like, oh, well, I don't think that's for me, or I don't have what it takes. And, I would say just do it, just start. You're going to fail along the way. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, but that's how you learn and that's how you get better. So I would say just do it. Just do it, and find a village. Find a village of women that are already doing it, and get to know them and learn from them. You don't have to go to an expensive coach to go ahead and pay somebody to teach you how to do all this. A lot of times there's women that are willing to go ahead and let you into their circle and teach you and guide you.
So, what about somebody who is struggling right now? They already have a business. What advice would you have for them? They've fallen a little bit.
Yeah. I would say, pick yourself up and just keep going. That's my motto, is just keep going. I've heard this quote before that it said, perseverance is more important than being consistent. Consistency sometimes can be boring. You can get on every day and post every day on your online, um, whatever it is, like social media platform. But if you're not persevering and you're not having that fire within your soul, then yeah, sometimes it can become draining. But I would say having perseverance is key. And it's okay. It's okay to step back and take a break sometimes and re-strategize what's working and what's not working. It's okay to do that. And I think a lot of times we feel like, oh no, well, if I'm not consistently posting every day and I'm not talking about it every day, no, it's okay. It's okay to take a step back as long as you continue to persevere.
Yeah, maybe the post isn't the right type of post to get to your audience, and you have to do
Mm-hmm.
that. What's working and what's not, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, knowing what you've learned so far in business, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
Ooh, I would say As far as starting a business, it can be costly sometimes. And a lot of times, the investments that you put into your business, you may not always get them back.
Mm.
So I would say to just be aware of that and know that it's okay, because a lot of times, like I said, you're going to fail. But the key is, like I said, just to keep going and know that eventually whatever you're putting into, eventually it's going to reap a harvest. So, like I said, you do have losses along the way, but just know that it will come back to you and you will be blessed.
You're sowing the seeds
Yes.
one after another.
Yes.
All right. In an ever-changing business environment, and the fact that you've done stuff in your business to grow your business, okay? What is one thing you've done in your business that people have looked at you and said, "Oh, don't do that. That's not gonna work," but you did it anyway?
hmm I did get into digital marketing, and I kind of pivoted for a second before I really decided that I wanted to launch Crown of Faith as an LLC and as a network for business women. And I did that for a minute. And I kind of felt like what you said, like people were looking at me like, what are you doing? So I did it anyway. I put myself out there. I did learn that it wasn't exactly for me and where God wanted me, but I did put myself out there and I did try it. And I just realized, God had other plans for me. And, a lot of times, like I said, it's just fail and keep going. You just have to keep going and find what niche is actually going to work for you and your clients, and what is actually going to bring in those sales and that revenue as well.
So as far as future plans, you have a new book coming out. Do you know what month that's coming out?
I would say probably sometime in the fall of this year. And I'm actually working with a lady right now who she has like a publishing or kind of company that she has. And she's also written books as well. So I'm working with her on that and kind of trying to see what is the main theme or the concept of what exactly I'm going to be doing. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a biography, or if it's going to be, more like a story. So
Oh, that's cool. That's gonna be fun. And, Crown of Faith, when is that gonna start?
I would say sometime in the spring. So I would say definitely stay tuned for that. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I have a lot of, associates and friends in my network that I definitely want to go ahead and bring on board with me. And they're going to be teaching the master classes and the workshops that we have for the ladies. So I just love organizing, events. And I have that trait of organizational leadership. And I just love creating, and I love building, and I love seeing, other women succeed. So I'm super excited about that.
That one's gonna be fun. What about the clothing line? When should we expect that launch?
I would say probably in the summer. I'm
Okay.
planning that for the summer to go ahead and get that really set and going. I really want to make sure that I'm really happy with the design and, the concept of everything that I have. So yeah, I would say stay tuned for that.
Is there anything else that's coming up that you wanna let us know about?
I have an in-person event for any of the local ladies, but that's going to be this month. But as far as in the fall, I think we will be having another in-person event. So if the ladies are in California and they want to go ahead and meet up with other like-minded Christian-based entrepreneurs, and they want to go ahead and get some tools and things that are going to help them succeed in their business, then I would say stay tuned for that as well.
Right. If you had a superpower for one day, what would it be?
To fly. I've always wanted to, fly and, just be out there like a bird and be free and have no fear, spread my wings. So, yeah,
That would be fun. Right, what about a book? Do you have a favorite book?
I would say the Bible. The Bible is my go to favorite book. And I never was really in the Word before until this year when I had that redemptive experience and I rededicated my life.
Mhm.
And I always had one, but I never really got into it. So I would say that's probably my favorite book right now, because I never realized how much information is in there, and it's really a go-to for everything in your life. So
Yeah. I love the stories or just, uh, they are there. I mean, they give you what to do for every situation. So,
yes.
yeah. What about a song? Do you have a favorite song?
I do. I have a couple, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Alicia Keys. This Girl is on Fire.
I love that one. Do you have one more? Because we put together a song list, so we always
Oh,
like more
awesome. I
songs.
do. I have it's Katy Perry, Roar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love that. All right. A favorite quote.
You grow through what you go through.
Ooh. Mm. All right. How do you stay motivated?
I would say it's all about making a choice. I think every day making a choice to be joyful and to be happy. I think a lot of times we go by what we're feeling and we have to remember to snap out of that sometimes. You're like, nope, I'm not going to let this negative thought ruin my day. I'm not going to let that negative person ruin my day. I'm going to choose to be happy.
Dust
So
it off.
it's a choice.
Yeah.
Mhm. We got to
All
claim
right.
it.
What is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you?
Yeah, I would say through my Instagram. My personal Instagram is the blessed babe __. So they can definitely follow me on there. I'm always in my stories and I go live often for my followers. They can also subscribe to Crown of Faith as well, and they can always get updates on everything that's going on.
Is there anything else you want to share with the female entrepreneurs out there that we haven't discussed yet?
I would say let's just hold space to be there for one another. I think a lot of times there's like this like a sense of we're in competition with one another when really let's embrace one another. Let's be there for one another and help one another. And you have to remember that everything that you put out, it's going to come back to you. So always remember that.
Well, Vivian, it's been a pleasure having you on here. You're such a blessing. And I cannot wait to see you in the magazine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.